Okay, Dom, it's so cool to be here.
Yeah,
we are in Florence at the FreeStroke drum school of Alessandro Casci, and we just finished the master class of today. It was really amazing.
How great, right?
Too many informations to handle, so it's such an honor for me to be here and speak with a living legend for me.
Nice.
And we are here also to remember a good friend of us that recently passed away, who's Johnny Fiorillo. It was a great drummer and an amazing person.
Oh, Johnny was a great player, a great teacher, and really a great person. And his technique was beautiful. He was a great student of the instrument, always asking questions, and his hands were great the way he played. His technique when he played drums, it was just so beautiful in the sound. And we miss him, and he will always be with us, because Johnny was the kind of person that when you met him, he entered into your heart.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll have Johnny forever.
I had the chance to meet him, and I think the same. And he was a great teacher of the Mahler technique.
Yeah, he understood it very well.
So, and he was a very open-minded person. So this is the first question I'm going to ask you, you know. Because Johnny was one of those who was always trying to find new ideas and was very open-minded to new solutions. In your opinion, how much is important being open-minded today?
Oh boy, that's a great question, Raphael. To me, this is the most important. And many talks I had with Johnny was about this here. I do this at my masterclass I just gave and at my clinics around the world. Being open-minded is everything. This is it. A closed mind looks at life like this. They see one little thing, they move, they go. An open mind takes everything in. And sometimes new ideas or new techniques or new creations of equipment. I remember the double pedal. Many people said, the double pedal, this is not going to be around for a long time. The double pedal is here to stay. It's here, it's a part of our music, it's a part of 21st century drumming. It's exciting, and using it musically, that's the journey.
Perfect.
To be open-minded, to hear all the different drummers and how they're playing, and listen to what they're saying, but being open-minded, this is first important. Second important is to always be positive.
Yeah, that's the key to
this is, never say anything negative. If you don't have something good to say,
shut up.
That's exactly right. Keep it quiet.
Okay.
Very important to have an open mind and to be positive. This to me is the secret.
You know, because in Italy we are still fighting against some kind of old-fashioned mentality, because you know there are some parts of the community who really believes that jazz music is the only music and the rock music is not something good and double pedal is nothing. So what's your opinion of
Oh man, well, you know, it's closed-minded attitude is not only in Italy.
Okay.
It's everywhere. I travel the world to 20 countries a year, and I hear this. It's changing. Jazz is very important.
Of course it is.
Very important, but it's not the only kind of language. If music has languages, and jazz is a language, and Latin is a language, and funk is a language, and classical is a language, and rock and metal is equally a language. If a student comes to me and they want to play metal, and that's where their love is, my responsibility, my job as a teacher, is to help them find their way to express their music. This is so important. That's what they love. I don't have to love their music. I have to show them how they can find their love. So to me, I welcome all types of music, and that closed-minded attitude is very dangerous. It's very dangerous because the world is moving forward. We're in the 21st century now. We've got the internet. We have computers. Your telephone now is a computer. You can check the email from your phone on the internet. The world is changing every day. We have all new things that are happening. We have to welcome these new ideas, just like with drumming. The double pedal is here to stay. It's a great tool. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. But if you do want to use it, great. There are players like Thomas Lang who are doing some phenomenal things, and Virgil Donati, what Virgil's doing with his feet.
You mentioned also Gene Hoglan from Strapping and Glad.
Gene Hoglan is playing great with double pedal and what they're doing. There's so many great players that are out there. It's an art form. Saying you can't use the double pedal, many years ago, the painters used to use horsehair.
Okay.
And they would tie it up on a brush, and that's how they painted. Eventually, in time, they came up with plastics and different types of different brushes to make. They were making new tools. Well, Picasso painted with a lot of the new tools. So many of the early artists said, oh, those tools are no good, that's not true art. But when Picasso painted, it was true art.
Of course.
So we have to learn to accept everything with this open-mindedness and welcome all types of music.
This is very important. In Italy, we need really you to say every kind of music
I
is
ask
respectable.
all the Italians and anyone that's listening to my voice, open your mind and listen to all types of music. Heavy metal, rock, it's here to stay. Enjoy it and have fun with it. And if you don't like it, fine. Don't play it, don't listen to it. But don't say it's bad. It's still great. If someone else finds love in that. This is almost like saying, gosh, if someone looks at a woman and thinks that woman's beautiful and falls in love with that woman, I shouldn't say, well, because she doesn't look really good, she's not really good. That's judging. Judgmental. This is terrible. Take the judgment out. If the music creates excitement, if the person is a wonderful person, welcome them into your heart. Let it happen.
So what would you suggest to the teachers? I mean, to the teacher, how, in your opinion, the perfect teacher should be?
Well, I mean, a perfect teacher, wow. I mean,
imagine you could say, how would your perfect teacher be?
Well, great question, Rafael. To me, how I see teaching is I want to know all styles and all techniques. And then my teaching is when a student comes to me, I have to find out what does that student want. Then I have to use all of my resources in books and DVDs and internet and techniques to help that student get to where they want to go, to make that student happy, and to help them bring out their talent. I don't want all my students to sound like me. That's the last thing I want. I want them to find out who they are. So my job is to find out who you want to be and find your sound. That to me is the magic. That's the magic.
So this is very, I said today we had a very great clinic, and I believe, you should come up very often.
Oh, I'd love that. Totally.
Another question regards the future of drumming. I mean, you mentioned open mentality and all the new things that are coming.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what should we expect now from drumming? And who is, in your opinion, the guy who's watching forward?
The future?
Yeah.
Oh man, great question. There are many drummers right now that are pushing the future tremendous. I mean, look at great guys like Terry Bozzio. Terry's pushing it with the size of his drum kit and how he tunes it and how he uses it with the amount of drums and cymbals. Terry is brilliant on the cutting edge of what he's doing. Thomas Lang, brilliant on the cutting edge. Virgil Donati, who I just performed with in Canada, and next month I perform with him in Australia at the Ultimate Drummers Weekend. What an incredible show this is. And Virgil will be out there with also Thomas Pridgeon from Mars Volta.
Oh, yes.
So all these players are starting to really push Marco Minimum. He's pushing things great. Young Benny Greb. Benny Greb is doing, these guys are really the future that are taking the art form. It's a great drummer in Germany also, Klaus Hessler.
Okay, oh yeah.
Klaus Hessler plays open-handed, and he's just pushing the drum set and musically what he's doing absolutely incredibly well. And his book, Open-Handed Playing, is really turning people around to think differently. Instead of crossing, they're playing open. Incredible. A young drummer in Quebec City, Canada, Stephen Chamberlain. 23 years old, he's playing great. Righty, lefty, it doesn't matter. Latin, funk, jazz, heavy metal, double pedal, everything. It's just everything goes. So I mean, that kind of excitement to me is really where it's all at. No matter what kind of music comes in, you play it and you give it all the heart you can give.
This is really
powerful.
It's such a pleasure to be here, and I would like to thank you for this interview. It was a great time today, and I thank you so much for your time. DomFamularo from Florence.
All the drummers that you're out there, when you play because you're playing from your heart. Play with deep passion, play 110%, and give all you can give, and mostly, have fun. Thanks.
Ciao. Thank you so much.
Thanks. We got